Hello everybody, this is Errol here from the Thought Consortium. What I'd like to talk to you about today is something that I came across whilst I was working. I was speaking to somebody, and basically how I would summarize it would be this: the emotional fixer-upper. Now you may be thinking, what is the emotional fixer-upper? Well, basically we can look at it in two ways. Well, the way I want to look at it today is, and I may do a follow-up later on, is this: that sometimes we are prepared to accept a situation just to have peace. And the person I was talking to was prepared for such a long time to accept a situation even though it was harming them, compromising them in every area of their life and their relationship. And so it came to a point that they started to realize that all they were doing is like putting a band-aid on a gaping wound. And emotionally, they were just willing to accept the status quo, believing it was the very best that they could do. And then the reality slowly started to catch up, and it brought into focus the huge differences that there was between them and this other person, and how it was really limiting them, stopping them from being the greatest version of who they could be. And so the challenge was for them was to slowly understand and backtrack and start to remove those obstacles, or remove those things, those barriers that they had allowed into their life. Because they started to realize, as we was talking, that it was nobody else who put these obstacles into their lives but themselves. Nobody could force them to do anything. Nobody could force them to accept this other person's opinion about who they were unless they were willing to accept it themselves. Now, yes, there are certain circumstances where you will be at a disadvantage and you're not knowing, and you just willingly, or in truth, accept what the other person is telling you, believing it to be the right thing. But there's a point where you come to when you realize that this is really harming you, and you feel drained, you feel as if you cannot express what you are really wanting to be saying or to be doing, and only accepting the other person's viewpoint just to keep the other person happy, or keep a relationship moving in the right direction, or in a business direction, so that at least you are making some kind of money or profit. But there's a price to be always paid for taking on board a situation where you are at an emotional disadvantage. And it's not reciprocal in that there is some give and take. So this person realized that they were at an emotional disadvantage. Physically as well, spiritually as well, everything was working to their disadvantage. And so they realized that they had to make some steps to distance themselves from this relationship, emotionally, physically and spiritually, because it was just draining them, and they had no or very little self-worth of who they were. So really, then the challenge I want to give you is, are you just putting up with the status quo? Are you allowing an emotional fixer-upper to limit your true potential, just to keep things happy, just to keep something moving along, so it serves you in a very short-term gain? But do you realize that you are something much more than the circumstances that it's telling you, or what people may be telling you, or what society may be telling you or expressing to you? You're so much more if you are willing to remove that emotional fixer-upper, that band-aid, that emotional band-aid, if you're willing to remove it and start to examine your true worth. Because you are worthy of something much better, and you're worthy of doing something great in your life. Something that you can look back and say, this was me. I made this contribution to life, to the world. You are worth it. So I would encourage you, if you're living in a situation or you're doing something that is emotionally limiting you, shutting you down, I would say to you, take steps to change it. Do something that can break you free, that can help you start to explore the greatness of you, the wonders of things that you can only start to imagine. Allow your imagination to start to roam a bit, to be free, to explore who you are. So I just want to leave that with you today. And if you'd like any more information or help, I'll leave some contact information down below. Please leave your comments too. I would love to hear from you and just share and talk. So this is Errol here from the Thought Consortium, and we look forward to seeing you very soon. Take care now. Bye.